So today I want to speak to you about my experience at Eden and what I have learned here, both from the residents as well as Sandra. I have been here for about 5 weeks now, and I'm staying for another 3 weeks. Before I came to Eden, I lived a totally non-vegan lifestyle, but I did have an interest in veganism, and I wanted to learn why is Sandra vegan and what does she do at this place. The first thing I've learned here, being here at Eden, is that the whole thing, the vegan lifestyle, it's not about me and it's not about you, but it's about the beings, the other animals that humans use for their own good. It has taught me to see other creatures in a totally different way, in a more compassionate way, and to not see them as things, but as real people. And for most humans that's not easy, because since we're little, we're taught that the human species is the most important, and that no other species has as much a right to live as we do. But once you get to know all these beautiful residents at Eden, you cannot avoid the realization that they are exactly the same as us. So I want to introduce you to a few residents. And first of all, this is Verona. She's one of the most curious hens at Eden, as you can see. And she is the first resident that I had a close interaction with because she is so curious and brave. Whenever I enter her area, she directly runs towards me, and she examines everything I carry with me. She won't let me out of her sight for a minute. Then we have this beautiful girl, who is Genevieve. She's rather shy and prefers to watch me from afar whenever I come near her. But what happened with her is that one night she wasn't in the house anymore. Instead, the next morning, she waited at the door of her house, waiting for all her friends to come out. So of course we were wondering, where does she go at night? Where does she sleep? So what I did, I sat down and I watched her, and this is what happened. Every night she flies up into the tree to her right, and she spends the night in there, just like wild chickens do. So we don't know why, but she just chose to sleep like a wild chicken in a tree. Which is amazing. Then this is another very intriguing character. Her name is Hannah. And Hannah lives in an area with 2 houses. It used to be 2 different areas, but now they're connected. And one day Hannah just chose to move houses, to sleep with the other bunch of chickens, with the other group of hens. And now she's permanently moved houses. But what she does every morning when you let her out is she immediately runs towards her old house and towards her old friends. It's just as if she wants to spend an equal amount of time with both groups because she has made friends with everybody in those 2 areas. And then there's one goose currently living at Eden. Her name is Marjorie. She is kind of the boss in her area, and she hangs out with all the ducks most of the time. She is extremely protective and minding everybody all the time. Once I got to see her in action, which was when Mike, the rooster living at Eden, he was fighting through the fence with another rooster called Victor, and the minute that Marjorie saw the 2 of them fighting, she immediately stepped in and mediated the fight by separating the 2 roosters. So she's always watching out, and when there is a row in her area, she immediately steps in. So you realize that all the beings there, all the residents, are making decisions for themselves, and they have personal preferences. They have different group dynamics, and everybody has a different character. They are so busy every day, and they have so much purpose in their lives. So there's also 5 sheep living at Eden. They are extremely shy and utterly careful most of the time, and they're the most gentle and innocent beings I have ever met. But during the winter time, they do get a little friendlier, also because we're giving them a little bit of treats. And what happened is that one time, Pip, who is the only male in the group, he even gave me a little kiss on my nose. And sometimes I do get to rub a few of them, which is amazing. So I hope that you now see how every day on the sanctuary you have those magical encounters with all the residents living there. And it's not even just in interaction, but also if you just watch them. I could watch them all day and it wouldn't get boring. My attitude has changed a lot since coming here. Because if there'd be meat on a plate in front of me, I wouldn't think of it as food. I wouldn't think of it as the flesh of an animal that was made for me. But instead of chicken, turkey, and goose, I would see Verona, Marjorie, and Saoirse. And I've made the connection now that if I can't stand the thought of one of those being hurt, why would I eat and kill their brothers and sisters? I do not know why we live thinking it's okay to dominate other beings, or why we assume that our lives are so much more worth than theirs, but I do know that this is the most wrong thing to do. And when I told my friends that I decided to be permanently vegan while I was here, their reaction was quite the same. They all said, well, isn't it way too difficult, or don't you just eat salads now? But one thing that I also have realized, that it is the easiest thing to be vegan. Sandra is making these amazing dinners every day with incredibly little effort because she doesn't have that much time and she's so busy, but it's the best food I've ever tasted in my entire life by the time I was here. So there's a replacement for everything. If you really like the taste of animal food, you can get the taste. You don't have to, because there's a replacement for everything. You can still have the taste of animal food. And it will only get easier, that much I know as well, because the market for vegan products is only growing, because the number of vegans is growing as well, so you can't say it is too difficult for you. It is truly the only ethically and environmentally justifiable lifestyle, and it is also the healthiest. I have prepared a little video showing the residents at Eden and the way they spend their days. to omnivorism. After learning so much, after having these amazing experiences, I know I will stay vegan. And I don't only want to be just vegan, but I do want to dedicate my time to vegan education and spreading the message of a fully compassionate world like Sandra does. And what I want you to do is the next time you're sitting down at a table and the next time you're about to eat, for example, meat, don't try to think about what you're eating right now, but think about who you're about to eat, because they are all persons, they all want to stay alive. So think about it. May it have been a shy chicken, or a very, very inquisitive chicken, or may it have been a lazy cow that liked to lay down all day. May it have been a very energetic cow that liked to jump around the whole day. Think about that, and then you will realize that it is wrong to eat those people and that it is the only right thing to be vegan. Thank you.